Hello, I'm Davia Chambers and this is Let's Talk Tobago. Today we're at Castara Retreats, located, well, in Castara. 14 years ago, the Welsh-born owner of this place, Stephen Felgate, and his family took a sightseeing trip which included this picturesque seaside village. They were fascinated by the beauty of Castara and the fishermen pulling seine. And as luck would have it, during a chance conversation with someone selling fish at the beach, Stephen found out about land for sale in Castara. Today we have Castara Retreats, and as they say, the rest is history. Stay with us and we'll show you more of this place, but first, let's tell you what's happening in our stories this week. 8 scholarships for Tobago's Cape students, a guerrilla campaign to boost visitor arrivals from the UK, and Scarborough Methodist is featured in a National Geographic video. This is Let's Talk Tobago. Today we're coming to you from Castara Retreats in Castara. It's a far cry from the hustle and bustle of the town, and that's what the owner Stephen had in mind when he decided to build this place. He has a staff of 15 persons and they're all from the local community. What's more, they're the stakeholders in this 14-apartment business. According to Stephen, it's a business model that allows Castara to benefit from tourism in a sustainable way. But let's leave it there for now to journey to Bishop's High School. Why? Well, that's the institution that produced all 8 of Tobago's Cape Scholarship winners. Now, this is a huge deal for this island because it's the highest number of scholars ever won by Tobago. 2 of the scholarships are open, which means those students have the option to study anywhere they choose. Time to get some more details.
The artistic side of 18-year-old Rachel Boudram, who was a Bishop's High School graduate and now one of the 2 open scholarship winners from Tobago in the area of natural science, an achievement which she is elated about.
It's really exciting because, winning an open scholarship, that means you can go anywhere in the world to study. And I'm also very happy and grateful to God for being able to give me this opportunity to be able to receive the scholarship. I'm just grateful on a whole because it's just exciting.
Rachel loves the sciences, so she hopes to attend the St. George's University in Grenada next January with plans to specialize in medicine so that she can become a pediatrician. Rachel's father, Daniel Boudram, is proud of his daughter's success.
Yeah, she studied for long hours, she worked hard, and I think she deserved it. And she made a good choice in studying hard to be successful.
Just like Rachel, Dylan Angus is a former student of Bishop's High School. He's one of the 6 additional scholarship winners from Tobago, thanks to his high grades in the area of pure and applied mathematics. Dylan says that he loves mathematics and hopes to one day merge that with his other passion, psychology.
I'm going to try in both math and psychology and hope to find a link between both because I really love math, but I also love behavior and how people act, how people react, why people do certain things. And I want to one day be able to actually look at behavior and probably create an algorithm to predict behavior.
Dylan currently works at the Omada Center and hopes to start his tertiary studies next year, September. He says that Tobago winning 8 scholarships can motivate other young Tobagonians to have more confidence in their academic abilities.
I believe Tobago students need to learn that they are just as good as the Trinidadian schools. They're just as good as the Jamaican schools, the Barbadian schools, all the Bajan schools, all the other schools. They need to realize this and need to start believing.
The other scholarship winners are all from Bishop's High School. They are Open Scholarship winner Verneth Joseph and additional scholarship winners Daisha Allen, Michaelia Dillon, Kashif Smith, Kerry Warner and Gabrielle York. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Switching gears, we're turning our attention to tourism and an aggressive campaign to attract more UK visitors to this island. But the architects wanted to do something that's unexpected and unconventional, yet interactive. They wanted to generate a buzz about this island. And from all reports, it's working. Juliet James tells us more.
A Tobago Day in London and advertising in the Tube are part of the aggressive marketing strategies adopted by the Division of Tourism and Transportation, coined the Guerrilla campaign. The marketing manager, Avion Hercules, says that this high-impact, low-budget campaign is geared towards increasing the island's profile in the United Kingdom.
We did this promotion called If Only Every Day Was a Day in Tobago, and recreated a scene that you typically find in Tobago. We had some sand brought in, we had a giant hammock, and created some palm trees, and we created this really cool Caribbean atmosphere.
Ms. Hercules says that the campaign also involved some UK businesses, and the persons received on-the-spot special rates by tour operators to travel to Tobago.
The promotion entailed branded signs throughout Kingston upon the Thames. It also entailed working with some of the restaurants and so on nearby. So all the menu cards were contain the destination logo and some of the destination branding.
Global brand ambassador Dwight York says he's delighted to support the event and hopes that this will increase arrivals from London.
Tobago is my home country. The food, the culture, everything about the country is very relaxed, and it's just a beautiful place to come and visit.
And this UK resident is also delighted with what he saw.
Lots of Tobago culture and ideas, and I think it's really promoted Tobago really well.
The Guerrilla campaign includes advertisements of travel packages to Tobago in the London Underground Tube, inviting persons to live the culture Tobago style. From the Division of Tourism and Transportation, I'm Juliet James reporting for Let's Talk Tobago.
There has been a greater focus on large-scale farming thanks to industrialization. But this year, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN wants to turn the spotlight on the important role families and their gardens can play in ending world hunger. In a way, Tobago has been ahead of the game since many farms are family-owned and operated. In fact, 2 years ago, this island also introduced the Home Gardening Initiative, and this year's winner told Omadara Mills what Tobago is doing to ensure food security for all.
Tobago joined the rest of the world in celebrating World Food Day with the theme Family Farming, Feeding the World, Caring for the Earth. One activity being done in Tobago which goes along with the theme's focus on the importance small family farming can have in ending world hunger is the Home Gardening Initiative, a competition which seeks to encourage all members of the family to get involved in some kind of farming activity, even if you have a small space to do so. This year's winner, Alet Charles Hercules, explains the significance.
I see it as being extremely important, being that a lot of the things that we get at our local market in Tobago here, we have to bring from Trinidad. And it's just, I think, the way to go. It reduces that stress on the population in Tobago as a whole, right? We take care of our business here.
Another person involved in small space farming who visited the World Food Day exhibitions is Dave McKnight. He says that subsistence farming is a good way for Tobago to ensure food security.
It is good when we could feed ourselves instead of depending on the outside avenues to feed Tobago.
The World Food Day exhibition this year has just about 161 booths which range from livestock, plants, food crops, research and educational institutes, agro-processed foods and horticulture, all facilitated by the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment. The division's administrator, Nevlin Renwick, says that Tobago's farming represents that kind of farming which involves the whole family.
We believe that agriculture in Tobago is a true example of the concept of family farming and recognize, even through this year's theme, the important contributions that our small producers and family farms have made to agricultural development in Tobago.
Besides the two-day exhibition of crops and livestock by the adults, the division also focused on getting the youths more involved in agriculture, with the 4-H clubs doing activities such as a walk and a poster competition before the official World Food Day event. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time to take a break, but on the other side, a look at the Tobago school that's featured in the National Geographic teaching video. Thanks for staying with us. This is Let's Talk Tobago and you're joining us at Castara Retreats. Right now we're in the Pavilion restaurant and bar area which serves continental and local food. But the owner says he always encourages his guests to venture out to the nearby shops and cafes to experience the village. It's an adventure that could see you stumbling upon one or more of the 74 species of birds that have been identified around this retreat. Perhaps part of the charm that earned this place TripAdvisor's Award of Excellence in 2012. Castara Retreats no doubt owes its success to the vision of its owners and managers. But who did you credit when you made it big? Do your teachers come to mind? If the answer is yes, it's because you recognize they too are instrumental in your life. And as Tobago celebrates Teachers Month this October, the focus is on improving their working conditions so they can be more effective in the classroom. Omodara Mills tells us more.
Teachers spend 6 or more hours a day with our nation's children, and in some ways they are like second parents. This year, as the teachers celebrate 35 years of their annual district convention, they're doing so under the theme, Invest in the Future, Invest in Teachers. Besides the efforts being made to provide teachers with more financial security, there are procedures being implemented to improve the learning resources at schools.
Within the next 2 months, there'll be 16 primary schools having internet service either upgraded or introduced, so that you can have access to the internet in your primary schools. How does it take place in the near future? We have inherited a task to have 16 curriculum officers appointed for Tobago, and that is being worked on feverishly.
There are also suggestions to provide teachers with more training and a certification. And while they are in the schools, there are plans to give them more guidance on ways in which they can execute the curriculum in a more effective manner. The president of the Tobago Primary Schools Principals Association, Milton Eastman, says that one way to invest in teachers is to provide them with proper motivation to do more.
Teachers need inspirational leadership to empower and bring out the best in the teaching process. We remain committed to providing high caliber leadership to bring a better future into reality.
The Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport is also working on other initiatives which will help teachers produce and get more out of their students. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And even though our teachers and at the tertiary level or lecturers impart theory in the classroom, experience helps us to understand what we've learned. Experience is an essential component of a student's education, especially in a service-driven sector like the tourism industry. The Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute understands this and is collaborating with other islands in the Caribbean region to broaden their students' knowledge.
Antigua and Barbuda, known for its 365 beaches, the warmth of its people, beautiful hotels. All of this and more attracted over 82,000 travelers last year alone to that island. So what better place for tourism students from Tobago to gain practical experience in the industry? Soon they will, because a team from the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute visited the island to secure spaces for internship opportunities at 3 resorts: Tradewinds, Cocoa Bay, and the Sandals Grande.
They were very willing to accommodate, our students. Internship is something that is welcome within the region. They have had students from TTHTI in Trinidad as well as other institutions in the region. And so we are also looking at opportunities to have our students exposed.
He says that opportunities like this one are great for the students and the island by extension.
What this would mean for our students and the advantages, therefore, would give our students the kind of global experience that is required for them to excel in their respective field. Tourism is global. It doesn't just reside in Tobago. And while they are actually pursuing their studies here in Tobago, giving them that regional exposure will give them a wider scope in terms of how they see tourism and how it is done in different cultures and different countries.
Mr. McDougall says the transition would be easy for the students since Antigua and Barbuda's Hospitality Training Institute and the THTI uses the same curriculum.
What that meant for us is that we were able to meet with officials there and discuss things that we do similar. We also looked at best practices and discussed ways and means of how we can collaborate. As a matter of fact, what you find happening with these institutions in the region, we follow the same curriculum, which is the CTLS, the Caribbean Tourism Learning System curriculum. So that also affords students both in Tobago and Antigua and Barbuda to easily transit into different schools within the region that offer this kind.
The contingent from THTI consisted of staff, students, and alumni. They visited Antigua and Barbuda from September 24th to 28th. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Staying with the education theme, there's a program that's teaching and encouraging our children to get more involved in agriculture. The 4th Primary School's Agricultural Science Competition hopes to drive home to our students the importance of growing and eating our own food now and in the future. Omodara Mills has the story of one primary school which participated in and won several awards for its work.
The children you see here are pupils of the Pembroke Anglican Primary School. It's one of the 26 primary schools which participated in the 2013-2014 Primary Schools Agricultural Science Competition under the theme Plant for a Healthy You. This is the school's second consecutive win in the competition, an achievement which could only have been done through dedication of both the pupils and the staff.
It entailed late evenings, even into night. It entailed getting to school for about 7 in the morning, collaboration, going to Trinidad, getting unusual flowers at Peter Richards Garden Center, liaising with Mr. Hospitalis, who is a lecturer at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, in order to enhance what we already established during the years.
The school topped the Class A category, which meant that they participated in a minimum of 9 categories. One category which they won is in essay writing, and the student who got them those high scores is Joshua Shangi. He says that he took part in the competition because it helps him with his career path.
The reason I got into this is to become better in science, become a better scientist.
The schools which participate do so in 18 categories, ranging from composting, ornamentals, tools and equipment, use of space, animal rearing, and crop cultivation. The competition provides an opportunity for the pupils to develop both their knowledge and skills in the field of agricultural science and gain other benefits.
It makes our students more aware of the fundamentals of food security. It helps students to conceptualize the link between agriculture and optimal health. It motivates participants to engage in entrepreneurial pursuits, and it helps to foster positive social skills among the members of the school community.
Besides the prize money, the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport provides the participating schools with financial support as an incentive for them to take part and create a greater awareness of the importance of agricultural science in schools. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
We're taking another break, but do stay with us as we take a look at what's being done to keep oral traditions alive on this island. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago, and today we're at Castara Retreats. The apartments here are spread out across 2 acres of garden space that continues to ascend into the hills. This allows for a more picturesque view of the ocean and the rainforest from sun-perched balconies and porches. And although you may be back to nature here, the interior gives you the experience of modern-day sophistication and comfort. And speaking of modern day, our culture is filled with new dance crazes. Most of them come and go before you can fully grasp them. But there's one that has survived them all, at least in Tobago. It's the belly dance. According to some cultural experts, it's a folk dance developed during the colonial period when the African slaves mimicked the costumes and movements of their French masters while adding their own twist. Over the years, the dance has evolved to include over 10 variations, one which includes the Congo belly, a variation developed by Tobagonian Henry James. Today, this island is hosting a belly festival, celebrating this aspect of our cultural heritage.
This is just one of the many forms of the belly dance which patrons can see at the Tobago Belly Festival, an event which has been hosted by the Division of Community Development and Culture for several years.
The Tobago Belly Festival actually is one of the only festivals like this happening in this region. So we felt it very important that we use this as a platform to just kind of to showcase history, and so people could come and see, just take a peek into what was and what used to be.
In years gone by, the festival was just a night with belly performances. But this year, the festival has expanded to include an educational component for students and the general public.
We'll be going to 2 schools, one east, one west, and we're having master classes, lecture demonstrations, giving students an insight from the primary and secondary school level and insight into the history and the traditions of belly.
The festival will take place in Bell Garden, so the villagers will be hosting a sports and a family day and an eco tour of the community for visitors.
It's part of the Bell Garden initiative. They wish to showcase and highlight some of the beauty of Bell Garden, and they're targeting schools, they're targeting interest groups, community groups to come out and join in on the eco tour.
The grand event will take place on October 26th. It starts with a procession at 5:30 p.m. from the Bell Garden Great House down to the Belly Yard. In addition to the 13 local acts, Belly patrons will also enjoy 2 groups from Trinidad and 1 act from a visiting Caribbean island. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And another part of this island's culture will be on display for all the world to see. The project is spearheaded by National Geographic Learning and involves 18 second year and standard 1 students from Scarborough Methodist School.
Games and activities make learning fun for children through Welcome to Our World, a 3-level pre-primary series. Children from all around the world are learning English with songs performed by young learners.
Music and songs are an essential part of growing up and learning. Children love to sing, and parents and teachers naturally use songs with little ones to teach them concepts and language in a fun way.
And in this level 1 teacher video, the team wanted a traditional song from the Caribbean, so they chose Dio. The performers, 18 students from second year and standard 1 at Scarborough Methodist Primary School.
One of the main things is the actual excitement that the children had getting involved in the project. They were very excited to be a part of the filming, very, very enthusiastic.
Gerana Douglas was one of those teachers who took the responsibility of training the children and sharing the importance of performing arts in education. She explains what numerous kids around the world will learn from this song.
Children remember and learn easier when they are singing, or when they're using actions, or when they're dancing, or when they're outside of classroom, most of all, so that in itself would have assisted them in learning the concept of 1, 2, 3 right up to 5, or even the concept of the fact that bananas don't grow single, but they grow in a bunch. So you would have seen like 2 lessons come out of there, 1 from agriculture and 1 in maths.
For their participation, the teachers and students all received National Geographic books as tokens of thanks. The school was given permission to be involved in the production from the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. I'm Keishon Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
Speech bands, storytelling and the spoken word are all part of Tobago's cultural landscape. And even though these art forms may seem simple, to pull off one of these performances you need to master it. Well, Tobagonians are getting the help they need. A program has been established to hone this craft and keep oral traditions alive.
As nations are built on the backbone of black bone with black drones who toiled as black clones from sunrise to sunset. Mediation brought segregation.
That's Cleon McPherson, one of the many spoken word artists in Tobago. He's also the research officer at the THA's Department of Culture, who came up with the idea of teaching Tobagonians about the different oral traditions that are present in Tobago. But he felt that the learning approach should take place in a very structured way.
Where the oral traditional art forms are concerned, we realize that there are not many individuals actually practicing or preserving the culture within that sense. So I thought it was very beneficial to come up with a program like that for preservation purposes and also to instruct and sensitize individuals within the various oral aspects.
The initiative is a 2-month training program in the areas of spoken word, storytelling, midnight rubber talk and speech band. And there's one aspect which is proving to be very helpful to high school students.
Because some of these students are doing drama, and actually for the SBA that is one of their components, which is storytelling. So it's actually, the workshops is just not only to sensitize but actually to instruct and inform where a curriculum aspect is concerned.
And the Division of Community Development and Culture is ensuring that the participants practice what they learn from the courses.
In November, what we have is usually the Black History Month. And we actually will have some of those same participants from the workshops actually performing within Black History Month. So you have something tangible for them to actually hold on to.
At the end of the program, the participants will be certified in their respective classes. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
And it's time to have your say, the segment of our program where we hear from you, our viewers. This year, the theme for World Food Day is Family Farming, feeding the world, caring for the earth. The idea is to focus the world's attention on eradicating hunger and poverty, providing food security and nutrition, improving livelihoods, managing natural resources, protecting the environment, and achieving sustainable development, especially in rural areas. So today we're asking, what more can Tobago do to ensure that everyone has reliable access to sufficient, affordable, nutritious food? This is what you said.
I think that people should plant and grow their own food, and they should use environmentally safe fertilizers.
I think that people should start using a little more environmentally safe products such as insecticide, fungicides, and of course safer chemicals.
THA should try to have a little more incentives to get more young people on board in farming.
The farmers have the ability, they have what it takes to farm, but there are no supporting by the Division of Agriculture for agriculture.
Well, what Tobago really need for us farmers, we need better tractor service, and the land must be drained properly.
I think that they should plant more and use the lands that are like laying unattended, and probably educate the vast communities about, farming and stuff like that.
To have a sustaining agriculture, that you must start with education. Education in the schools, education about the projects that's being done, success stories.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. Remember, you can send us your comments or queries on anything you've seen in this program to information@tha.gov.tt, or even visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers, and on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, have a safe and enjoyable week. And as we go, here's a final look at Castara Retreats.